Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay. Today's session, as we all know, is the art of presentation. It's how to do a professional, powerful presentation, because as we all know, this is the core activity of our business. If you know how to present, you can build an international team. If you know how to present, you can build independently. If you know how to present, you can build wherever you are in the world. And knowing how to present or doing a strong presentation is not enough, because you need to master the presentation skills. Everything in our business is all about how to present. Some people, they say they do a good presentation, they present for 10, 20, 100 people, and they don't get sign up. And some people, they present to 10 and they get 15 people, because those 10 sign up and they go and bring their families. It's seriously all about how you present. And today, we are really going to talk in a very few details. We're not going to go into deep details because only we have 1 hour, into what are the main important aspects of the powerful presentation, of a presentation that can make you sign up. First thing I need you to understand is complication serves no purpose. If your system is not duplicable, it serves no purpose. If you look at my presentation, and most of the leaders' presentation, the time we started talking about the DUBLI, starting about talking the e-commerce, until we finished talking about the generation. Now forget about the first part, preparation, and the last part, which is projection and closing. It's not more than 25 minutes. So put that in your mind. Rule number 1. Your presentation should not exceed maximum 30 minutes. From the time you start till the time you finish. Now, before and after, we're going to discuss now, which is the preparation, mind conditioning, sitting down, playing squash, and the closing. It's a different story. But because the most effective time for someone's brain to grab information, the highest peak, the highest performance, is the first 25 minutes. So make sure that your presentation is 25 minutes. And second thing to remember, I could do a 2 hours presentation, putting all the statistics and all the numbers and showing you everything that you can ever dream about, to prove to you that DUBLI is the biggest shopping portal, is the most strongest as per the statistics, and what portal we have, and where are we, and which server we're using, and Amazon Cloudflare, and all of these things. And so many people after the presentation, they'll be, wow, it's an unbelievable opportunity. But I can't do it. Because I can't be like Khalid. I can't be like Muhammad. He has a PhD in marketing, because he don't know. So your presentation should not be complicated. Don't get flushed by those ideas. I need to be so much professional. I want to show so many flow charts, so many examples. No. The basis of our business is KESS. Keep it simple and stupid and short. But even short, stupid. Because we are dealing with masses, right? And most of the people you're working with, they're not having masters in marketing, nor PhD in self-development, nor masters in whatever. They are just normal, regular people. And our business is really simple. Don't complicate it. The more you complicate, the more you lose track. But make it simple, but not silly. You have to have a powerful presentation. You have to use all the skills of subliminal messages, the body language, the tone of voice. It should come from your heart. That's what really matters. It's not always what you say, it is how you say it. Okay? So today, I will break up the presentation into 4 major points. We will start first by what we call mind conditioning, which has A, B, which is breaking the ice, or some books they call it playing squash. You know the squash, you know, when you hit the ball, it comes back to you. Here, sitting pain. Then 2, sitting the hook. You know the hook used for fishing? 3, the presentation body, the content of your presentation. 4, closing. Now for me, 80% of the presentation success is here. Do you know that the decision of someone to sign up starts from the time you invite him? It's not only in the presentation. It's all a journey. And that decision starts to form up from the way you invite. From the way you started inviting him and what you're preparing him for. Then it goes on here, then here. Now, why do I say 80% of the successful presentation is the first part? Because business, it's not about ideas, it's about solutions. So many people having great, brilliant idea, but they're still broke. And some people with good presentation skills take those ideas, convert them into some problem solutions. Then boom, they're in sell. So if I hold an iPhone, let's say the iPhone 7, I talk to, let's say her. She has 0 experience in technology. And I told her the iPhone 7, it has, I don't know, a core A8 processor with front bus speed of 800 MB, and it can process 10.6 zillion information or bit per second. It's only $5,000 dirham. She's like, huh? Okay, it's good, but I don't want to buy it. But maybe I'll tell her, you know, and let's say she's like working in accountants, okay? I show her some program, a software that you can see if you can just put all the numbers of the companies here, it will automatically calculate the expenses, the overhead, the approximated profit, and all of this thing, and it can give you a rough figure so you can put it into a simple Excel sheet, make your life easy, and it's only 5,000 dirham. Wow, I'd love that. She made a decision to buy based on the cheapest thing, while I explained her the most expensive thing, and they didn't even bother to buy. Because she does not care about what is the processor. She does not care what is the front bus speed. She does not care. Because I need to understand what she needs to tackle it and present it as a solution. So when I talk about the first part, I told you why, because the first part, we need to present our business as a solution for 98% of the world population problem, which is financial freedom. This is the problem that more than 97% of people in the whole world face, which is financial freedom, which is being slaves, which is not even having the chance to travel the world, to live the life they love, put their kids in school, do this, do that. So I need to present what I have as a solution to someone's problem. But when I am in a group, it's much easier when it's one-to-one presentation, because you know your prospect, you know what he likes, what he dislikes, and you can tailor-make the solution for him. But when I'm in a group presentation, I choose the general problem. I choose the problem that more than 97% of people are facing, which is financial problems, which is financial freedom, which is waking up 6 o'clock in the morning, driving in traffic, going to job, come back home, then again, driving. This is the same thing that more than 97% faces. So when I want to present my business, I need to put it into a solution to that problem. So I start with the mind condition, and we're going to talk about it now in details, which is A, breaking the ice or playing squash, B, setting the pain, or selling your business as a solution for someone's problem. Playing squash or breaking the ice, we know it's the first chat. to break those, defensive mood of the audience or your prospect, talking to him, introducing yourself, putting some nice joke with sense of humor, but without being silly, without being, just like nice, little bit jokes to maintain your confidence, your level, and please switch off your phone. And at the same time to break those, like for example, when I'm presenting her, she's sitting in front of me. Usually don't try to make the prospect sit in front of you unless that you feel 100% that you are having a personality 10% stronger than him. Because facing him is challenging him. So if you know deep inside that you are really way bigger than him on success and whatever, don't face him. Keep him to your right hand side. Okay? So when I'm presenting her, before I start, that's a very big rule. I'm not going to repeat the getting started training. It's part of the getting started training when we talk about the art of presentation day. What the prospect and what the person who is inviting for the prospect should do, how he edify the presenter, and how he talk positively about his prospect, how he introduce his prospect well to the presenter, so the presenter knows how to enter and start to tackle and start to talk. But before I start presenting her, there is kind of repulsion between us. For her, I'm someone coming to sell her something, so I'm ready for you. She's all have those kind of blockage of her defensive mood. She's not really open up to listen. So the first few minutes, not few hours, because some of you would love to start talking and it will end after 5 years. So the first few minutes is trying to break up the ice, introducing yourself, let her talk about herself, putting some nice sense of humor in between, but being with good sense of humor without being silly, again. Then, when you start to feel that she start to interact, because you don't know her. Like I know her, she invited her for me to present her. So the first art or the first part lies on my downline, who has already to edify me well for her and make her feel that she is lucky and she has to thank God because she had a chance to sit with me. This is how people functions brain. And at the same time, when she brings her, she has really to talk highly about her to me. Introducing, okay, Asma. Who the hell is Asma? Right? Asma, she's my best friend. We used to work together. We used to study together. And she's been with me for XYZ. And she's working in this XYZ field. And she's one of the people that I really loved to invite her to sit with you, Mr. Khaled, because I know her personality would make her definitely make it big in our business. So that's why I would love her to listen to the person who can give her the best, because she's my best friend and I want her to listen to the best. Talk a little bit. Oh, hi Asma, how you doing? It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is so-and-so. How you been doing? You guys have been good friends. It seems so. Start to be a little bit, breaking the ice, giving her those confidence, giving her those reliefs, letting her open up this defensive mood. Because sitting like this, she is in a defensive mood. She's not ready to listen. She is ready to fight back. She is ready to, what we call it, analyze what you're going to say. So let her open up. Okay, that's the playing squash or breaking the ice. Then we move to the second point, which is for me the favorite, which here I present my business as a solution, not as an idea, is setting the pain. Now I want to present DUBLI as a solution. Now first I have to create the problem. I have to remind her in an indirect way about the challenging that we've been facing or we all faced, and all the problem of the job and the salary ending before the middle of the month and all of those challenges. So this is tackles. We talk in general, and I've been here in Dubai for 30 years. I've tried to do this business, that business. But I don't want to say that I lost money in all of them. I really gained experience, but no money. Today to start any business, you need to have a full-time commitment. You need big capital. It's a very tight competition in the market. And, I start to bring up things that she definitely had gone through or she thought of, because she's an employee she works in a job. That means she's just overbroke. She just barely can pay her bills. She's not flying business class. She's not living on nice places with beach views. She's not doing this, she's not doing that. I know that is for 97% of people. And especially that if her upline had really given me this information well, so I know how to tailor it. So all what I'm trying to do is reminding her of a big challenge that most people faces. Now some people are telling me, what, you're trying to use a brainwash mythology? I said, yes. I need to wash people's brain from the dirtiness that they have been through for 15, 30, 55 years of their life. That they've been going job, come back home, going job, come back home. They have been setting their limits to a maximum level that the brain cannot function. If you tell someone, you're gonna make $50,000 a month, huh? He will get a heart attack. So yes, you have to have those skills, because that person had been brainwashed for 15, 20, 30 years from all the movie he's watching, from all the jobs mentality he has been going through. So that's all he has been going through, a brainwash process. So if you don't have the same weapon, even if you're the bravest person on earth, you go into a battle with bare hand. So what? The most coward guy are like with 10,000 meters away from you with 9mm gun, he would kill you. So you have to be armed with the proper weapon to fight back the 15, 20, 30 years brainwash mythologies that people have been passing through. Which is, when we grow up, our parents, money is not good. Money creates problems between brothers and sisters. Don't think about money. Money is the dirtiest evil on earth. And when you go to the job, you start to get your salary, you complain, why my salary is 2 days late? Your manager makes you feel that you are the luckiest person on earth because you're getting your salary. He starts to make for you all those imagination that more than 99% of people are jobless. You're so lucky because you work. And you start to get those special offers from the banks. We're getting you a special discount on a personal loan, on a car loan. So you get hooked up and you can't leave. Those are all programs made, designed for people to get trapped into the rat race. And it's there. So people have been there. And it has been done for them on a professional way, with a professional mythology. If you don't have the same professional weapon, you can't disarm his problem. So that's why when someone asks me, is it a brainwash? Yes, washing is good, because you don't feel, or you'll be smelly anymore. When you wash your clothes, you'll be clean. When you wash things, we're washing the dirts. Yes, it is. So when I want to do this, all what I want is I want to open up people's brain to listen, because they're programmed not to listen, because they're programmed to listen to what they call reality, or what they believe in its reality. And for them, the reality is to stay broke until they die. For them, its reality is to have 18 credit cards like I used to have. For them, it's reality that you have to have a personal loan. You have to have a car loan. You have to have a house loan. Or no one else in the world can live without loans. I have no more loans or credit card. I feel free like bird. I used to have 18 credit cards, car loan, personal loan, marriage loan, travel loan, growing hair loan, all type of loans. I used to have them all. And you feel like you know, a tiger on a cage. You're a tiger, but screw you. You can't move out. You're caged. But now, I feel like a bird with a size of elephant. No problem. But I still can't. Just kidding. Okay? So, this is what really people need to feel and understand is you have to make them open up their mind. So when you are putting here examples, and we start by sitting the pain, talking about the challenges, talking about, and I like the example of the traditional business. I like the example of that, which I always talk about, but I put it into a story. I love to work with young people, because young people, when they graduate from college, if you ask them what car you want to drive, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Mercedes, Bugatti, but when you look at the highest sales report in the world, it's car made for broke people. The most cars sold in the world are car made for broke people. But if you go and ask all the youngsters in the world, they would never tell you, I'm dreaming of driving a Corolla. They will never tell you. But why it's one of the highest selling cars? Because people giving up on their dream. And this is the life cycle that we all gone through. We start to settle for a more desperate, boring life, just to let life go. And why is that happening? Because more than 97% of people are employees, and only 3% of people are the businessmen. So those are people who are enjoying their life. So today, if you go and ask any employee, would you love to start your own business and be a successful businessman? What would he say? Definitely, I would love to. But why a Randay, ladies and gentlemen? Because today, to start any business, you need a big starting capital, you need a full-time commitment, you need to go back to school, you need to fight during very tight competition, which all of those things are not available for more than 97% of people. That's why they could not move into the business cycles. But what we're going to talk about today, with a nice smile, is a business opportunity that will give you a chance to earn like any other business in this world without having a big capital to start with, and you don't even need a full-time commitment. You can do it part-time, and you don't even need a proper education for it or experience, because you'll get it all from the working team. Then for him, it is a too good to be true solution. And I say that because I know what goes in his mind. And I just say that when I'm giving example on myself. I would love, when I first heard that, I told my friend, it's too good to be true. But he told me, if I'll prove to you it's true, will that be an enough reason for you to stop looking and do this seriously? Well, if you prove it's true, then I don't think there would be something simpler and more doable than it. So shoot me. Show me what you have. This is all what I want from this part, is to make the person keen, begging you, please show me what you have. So I know that he has a full up and up. He can receive the proper knowledge. He's not going to act as a smart dude, start to analyze every information you give him. Because when you don't do a proper open up for him, more than 78% of people thought are negative. If you go, the most common word in Google are scam, fraud. These are the most searched words in Google. More than 78% of people, ideas are negative. So if you don't do this proper open up, he is going to analyze your information based on the regular data in his brain, which is 78% negativity. So he's not going to receive the proper message. So that is the main purpose of part A, or part 1, which is mind conditioning. Playing squash, breaking the ice, sitting the pain, selling a solution, not an idea. So you are offering people a solution to change their life, not to save money. Because also this is something that I don't really like a lot. Because when you tell someone that he is broke, he's already broke, right? You're gonna show him how to save money on flying and buying tickets. do you think that he would really care? He's broke anyway. He doesn't have the money to buy or to pay his bills, to think of paying hotels and air tickets. Would that buy him any? It will for some people. So I would rather to make a solution not only as a cashback, as a solution to develop your life, to improve your life through the biggest cashback portal in the world. Now the benefit of cashback is going to be there, but it's not the main purpose, because most people mind right now, during those busy life and routines and going back and coming, blah, 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 priority of shopping or buying is not that much, although they're doing it every day. But this is their brain. Now they have a priority list. They don't know that saving money is like one of their biggest priority, because they spend money anyway. But because of the challenges and the responsibilities and all the bills they have to pay and all those things, their priority in their mind is how to make more money. Okay? So I present it as a solution to develop and improve your life through a cashback solution and through the biggest online portal. And as I told you, the decision of joining, it starts from the time you're inviting. Okay? So that's the first part, which is mind conditioning. Playing squash, breaking the ice, selling or setting pain, and selling the solution. Now the second is setting the hook. What is setting the hook? It's what are the things you could do to make the person hooked up to his chair and stay with you until the end. What are the sentences, the phrases, the ideas you could share that make the person hooked up to his chair? I'll give you an example. Now let's say you all came to attend a public speech training. We're training you on the skills of doing public speech. And I'm the trainer. My name is John Stephen. I started by talking to you. Good morning, gentlemen. As per the statistics, people fear public speech more than they fear heights. And you know, it's a lie, because the only natural fear and the only fear any people born up with is heights. But he uses that why? To drag your attention. As per the latest statistics in XYZ, in Dr. Mumi, Dr. Cookie, he's using names, you know. They're all fake names, but to make you understand that he's using a third-party names to emphasize on his statement. As per the statistic from X, Y, and Z, people fear public speeches more than they fear heights. But by the end of today's session, you will have the 5 key elements that will help you to make it as simple as kindergarten. By the end of this session, you would have the 5 key pillars of doing a powerful speech without even sweating. Now, do you think you would leave before the end of the session?
No.
He hooked you up. He hooked you up. This is called setting the hook. Now, when I did that, some people, they say, why you like to challenge? And I told them, excuse me, when you have result like me, then come and say why I did this and why I did that. Okay? So what we do it as per practical experience. We know every hell we say. We never said something before analyzing it, try it. So you like it, follow it. You don't like it, go and build up your style. And inshallah, when you be a top earner, let me know. So, when I do this, I mean it. Because people like to be challenged. People like someone to prove them right or wrong.
Yes.
And when I said this, I tell it in the group presentation that, okay, by the end of this presentation, I'll show you that how any one of you can walk away with 1.5 million dirham business in 3 years. And I challenge anyone to prove me wrong. So they're interested to see how the hell he's so confident from that statement that he put on public, and he challenged all the audience that anyone can prove him wrong. So he might be having something interesting. I need to know what the hell is that. He's hooked up. In all the presentation I did, the group presentation, some of you who are sitting in the back, how many one leaves the room? It's just remember what's happening. Because people are interested to look at the back result. You're doing this all why? Because you want people to stay at the end and listen to everything. And I'll give you some tricks I do during my presentation. And you say, oh my God, why the hell is doing this? It's, as I told you, it's all about the practical experience 18 years. Because thank God, for 18 years, I never stopped networking. I divorced networking for 2.5 years because of the reason. Then I came back because of another reason. So I was almost active. And I'm talking about something that happened to me and happened in my team. It's not something that I read in books or something that I read in some philosopher or someone who has PhD, FD. I don't care about all of those titles. I care about results. I would rather to follow a leader who does not have a high school degree but having big result than following a leader who has 10 PhDs in network marketing and he's earning $10,000 a month and he calls himself a leader. That does not interest me. I follow results. Results supersede arguments. That for me is the key. So what I'm telling you is something that we've been going through and practicing, okay? So sitting the hawk is using statements that make people so curious to stay until the last moment of your presentation, to listen to what you're saying, okay? Now, let's go to the third part, presentation body. Now, in the presentation body, there are so important things I need you to remember. Number one, it's not what you say only, it is how you say it. Don't have a boring presentation. Don't have a, because as Mr. Michael always says, when you are in ECG, you know what's ECG? The ones that showing the, some people, they like a very stable moving line, right? So when this shows on an ECG, it's not good. It's not good. You will have this life, but when your heart is like this, because life is always like this. Yes, you will have this life, but on the grave, there is nothing like this. When your ACG shows this, you will have this life. But this is how life is. So your tone of voice should not be like a dead person on an ACG. Is it ACG or ACG? I don't know. ECG, right? ECG, whatever, yeah.
Echocardio.
Sorry?
That's called echocardio.
Echocardiograph. Echocardio, thank you. So this is how it should look in the echocardiograph. Okay? This is how you tune a voice. You should play with the tone of voice. On the word you want to emphasize, or you want, you know, those words or those statements are important. Raise up your voice. Sometimes you have to lower your voice. Like when I talk about something so exciting. But do you know that DUBLI have more than 16,000 brands, 1.2 billion products and services? It can never be boring. Fluctuate your voice. Don't make it as a boring, you know, newspaper or news, what they call it. Yeah, exactly. So because, you know, those people, they are giving you information and they don't care whether you're listening or not. This information that you want to listen to. In the university, They don't care whether they're interesting you or not because you are paid to get this information. And if you don't get it, you will fail, you will pay again. But some professor who really update their communication skills, they increase as really the success rate in their universe, in their classroom. You see the numbers of students, they start to love to attend for that professor. You know, I remember we used to have some professors in the university. I swear to God, whenever I have exams, I don't need to study. Because in every second of his lecture, he's grabbing my attention. I understand every word he talks about. Because he excites me. He made me, like for example, I'll give you an example of Yusuf Estes. Sheikh Yusuf, one of the sheikhs who became Muslim. He was a Christian. It's just a general idea. When he talks about his story of Islam, I cry. The way he presents, the way he talk, he has a powerful communication skills. But you have some other sheikhs like, you know, we have it in church, we call the Baba, you know, the guy who giving. But you have,
Priest.
yeah, priest. But there are some sheikhs who have knowledge 10 times more than him. But when I see him on TV, I switch off the channel. Because the way he talks makes me hate Islam. You know what I mean? So it's all about way. Ah, don't do this. You're kafir. Screw you. You're not God. You know what I mean? It's skills, right? It is skills. So when you are doing a proper communication skills, proper tone of voice, you're making people interested on listening to you. Fluctuate your voice. Number one, tone of voice should be confident, and fluctuating up and down. And you know the opera? Oh, you know what I mean? Practice opera. Because when you talk and present, your voice should not come from here, it should come from here. It should come from inside you. بالعربي بنسميها مضغمة. شو يعني بالإنجليزي? It's amplified. Okay? You know, they say, hello, DUBLI. Okay? I mean, like, the word that, the way you talk is like DUBLI, not chicken eagle. You know, remember Mr. Michael Hansen? Not chicken eagle. And he said, when you shake a leader, you know that he's a leader from the way his chest is open up, from the grab of his hand, from the confidence of his eye look. You can feel that he's a leader. You can never see a strong leader. Hello. It doesn't work, right? Yeah. So your tone of voice should be amplified. You don't need to be shouting. No. Amplify. Amplify. Say it out from here. Hello, not hello. Hello. It's amplifying. Trying to take the voice out from here. So those are things. You just put it in your mind. So your presentation, your way of communication is a little bit more exciting. It's not boring anymore. Good. So let's move into the slides. Those are for the tone of voice. Now for the body language. in the communication skills, if you want to deliver any message, okay, that message is delivered through 3 carriers, which is body language, tone of voice, and the words itself. 60, 30, 10%. This is how your message is transferred. Now, what does the word mean? Clever. Clever is a clever person, right?
Yeah.
So when I look at, what's your good name?
Adwa.
When I look at Adwa, mashallah, you've been doing this, you're so clever. What does that mean?
That's good.
Okay, so when she did something that's really dumb, I was like, how clever.
Yes.
The same word, but different meaning. Just, I've changed my facial action. So look at your body language. Some people, they think that they're smart enough. they can pretend and show people. But you know, they're having those eyes contact, those, you know, the yellow smiles and those looks, and they think people are stupid, they don't understand. People, they can smell your lies. They can know it. So your body language, your eye contact, your stand-up, your movement, your tone of voice should not reflect with your statement. So you don't say, DUBLI can make you a millionaire. This is bull sugar, okay? So these should be a harmony between your tone of voice, your body language, your eye contact with what you're saying. If you lost that harmony, you lost the message you're delivering. Try to synchronize, okay? It's not simple, but it's not difficult. Practice it, practice it. It will come. Now, so we talked about the tone of voice a little bit. We talked about the body language and how the message is transferred. Let's talk about the body of the presentation. One of the very common mistakes, I'll just explain for you my flow. I'm not going to explain the full presentation. I'll explain for you the flow I'm using and why I'm using it and what is the reason behind it. But before I'll explain it, there's some common mistake between so many people. That is the blockchains. You know, ideas in our presentation are like blocks. Okay? You have to connect those blocks by proper chains. The slides you're presenting are the blocks. So you have to connect, harmonize, synchronize the flow of the idea. You don't talk about, okay, e-commerce, global e-commerce, they're expecting in the next 3 years around $7 trillion growth in this industry. And yeah, why people, they like to shop in the e-commerce? Because it's original product and better price, including in some countries. Today's word. And DUBLI, okay, has seen that opportunity. There's a gap. You look weak, you sound weak. Try to connect. When I want to do a presentation, from my point of view, when the person, he talks about every slide as an individual slide, it's like someone who's memorizing without understanding. زي الحافظ مش فاهم. Okay? So when I talk about this one, I know what is this? It's the e-commerce growth. Now what is the next slide going to come?
Advantages of e-commerce.
Why it's booming, right? I'm talking about when we start any business. Before I start here, okay, we're talking about DUBLI. See, when I started the presentation, we're going to talk about DUBLI. It's the e-commerce business. It's the biggest online shopping portal. And we're going to talk about the e-commerce and online shopping. And why we've choose online shopping? Because when you want to do any business today, you have to study the trend. So I know the next slide is about trending. So I'm connecting the reason why I'm talking about e-commerce and why are we into the e-commerce business, because we have studied the trend and we know it's one of the highest trending businesses. And why is that business trending, ladies and gentlemen? Because users nowadays, they love to buy online because they're getting the original product. So I am giving it as a story. It's connected. It's a reason of the first. Always connect. You know, and how you can do this is very simple. It could be a why, how, and let me show you. It's only a small word. But when can you do this? When you are understanding the presentation, not memorizing it only. Understanding, and you know what's going to come next. Now, I know what is the next slide. The next slide is talking about DUBLI. So here I end up talking about why the online shopping is trending and why it's forming one of the world's biggest revolutions, e-commerce revolution, because people like to get the original product, and I put here some sense of humor. I said, okay, when I buy this polo shirt from a shop, I'm not sure it's original. It could be Baba China, Mama Thailand, but they say it's polo. But when I buy it from ralphlauren.com, I know it is original. Plus, they always get a better price, because the salesman or the The shop owner, he knows when he put his product online, he can have a much bigger profit margin because he does not have the overhead of renting and salaries and etc., etc. So he still can reduce the price, have the same profit. So for the end user, it's always a better price. So that's why they love to buy online. Because it is guaranteed original, second. Better price, third. Exclusivity, fourth, delivered to your doorstep. Now we explained about the trending market, and we explained why it's trending. And here I want to bring up DUBLI on board. And DUBLI had saw that vision since 2003. And knew that it's going to be the biggest e-commerce revolution. And that's why they've decided to make the biggest online shopping portal in the world. And yes, they did, with partnering with more than 16,000 brand names, over 128,000 merchants, offering to people more than 1 billion products and services, giving them cash back on things they buy every day. Now what's gonna come next after this? What's the next slide? It's about the company, right? So people knows who the hell is DUBLI. They have 1 billion product and service. They're connected with this and that. They're offering up to 30% cashback. Who the hell are they? Who's DUBLI? Let's know who is this company. It's a company working under a parent company so and so, and who behind any company, because behind any company's success are the co-operators, the founders, the board of directors. So now I've answered your question. How the hell I did not hear about the name DUBLI, and it is the biggest online shopping portal. When they know who's behind it, when they know it's a NASDAQ listed, when they know it's a publicly traded, when they know it's monitored by FTC, then that answers so many questions in their minds. And I confirm my statement by saying, it's not only me saying this, ladies and gentlemen, it's also the biggest news channels in the world. So look at the flow. You know, I am opening the next slide, connecting it with the previous one. It's a flow of ideas. It's a flow of ideas, synchrony, harmony. I'm delivering the message as a story. I'm presenting it as a story so people can absorb, digest. So when you are going through the slides, always connect the dots, chain the blocks. Don't keep them unchained, okay? How you can do this? Very simple. By knowing what is going to come next, and by knowing what you're gonna talk about the next slide, you can know what and how you can connect. It's a very simple. When you do it 2, 3, 4 times, it's easy, it's coming naturally. But practice makes close to perfection, nothing is perfect, okay? So this is what we need to do, practice, 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 practice. Why? Because your presentation is not something that it's good to know. Your presentation is the core communication, soft communication skills you need in the business. In our business, 3 communication skills you need. If you have them, guaranteed success. But first, you really have the belief and you have the dream that you can set the commitment. See, it's first the why, then the how will follow. Okay? It's first why you want to do it. Because when you go and see some people, why you're not working? Our appliance is not motivating us, it's not working with us, not giving us training. Excuse me? When we joined, who the hell gave us training? Who showed us? We had everything on YouTube. We downloaded all the presentations on YouTube. Whenever we don't want or we don't know something, we go and ask. We read the company's complaint on their back office. In your back office, you have a training and systems that even if you live on moon, you can build independently. But it's if you really have the proper why for you to start. Because if you don't have the why, if I keep training you for 10,000 years, it serves no purpose. So when you have the proper why, the how will follow. But in the how, All what you need is only 3 skills, 3 soft skills. Presentation, handling objection, training. خلاص. You don't need any more. Those are the only soft skills you need to build a million and a multi-million and even a billion-dollar organization. This is how simple our business is. And that's one of the most key factors that makes people fail. Because it is simple. Because they don't pay too much in the business. Because they don't have negative motivation. Because they didn't get 1 million dirham loan from the bank to start their business where they have to pay every month 50,000 dirham to the bank. And if they don't, they'll be jailed. So that kick them every day and get them wake up out of their bed and work. That's what makes them, when they get more rejected, they become more creative. You recognize this in your traditional business. Let's say you open a showroom, car showroom, or let's say a car showroom, okay? And you spend 5 million dirham buying some nice cars. And you have 5, 10, 100 customers came into your showroom and did not buy. You will close up. You will start to be more creative. You will start to find more stronger ways of marketing. You will start to find why they did not buy. You start to look at the market price, at the competition, study the trend. You get more creative, you get more work. Why? Because you have a negative motivation. But when people get rejected in our business, after 3 rejections, they sit home and cry and sing Kumbaya. They say, this business is not working for us. You broke my heart.
Yeah, yeah. It takes so much.
Why? It hurts so much. What is the difference? It's the same. It is the same. Mr. Michael Hansen gave us a very nice example. He said, you have to be isolated in a box from your emotions. When you build a network marketing business, your emotion should be in the refrigerator. Like, some people, first prospect, did not join. Oh, the sky is falling, I'm dying. Second prospect, oh my God, why the hell? Third prospect, no. First prospect, sign up. Yes, he signed up, thank you, please. You sign up with me, I love you, you saved my heart. Why, Baba, you're not selling tomato? This is a professional business. You have to be totally isolated, confident. I had a leader from Thailand. I was talking with him for the last 3 days. Okay, he is in a company called Xnet. I don't want to say the name of it. He's almost to be counsel from Thailand. And he was talking to me and he was about to start asking me questions. Because that was the 3rd meeting, so he was planning to sign up and join with his team. So during his questions, he asked me about some basic questions in the complaint. I told him, Jagdith, thanks for your time, but I'm not interested for you to join me. Why? Why? He said, Jagdith, sorry, but I am the first vice president, the president and founder of the Diamonds team, and I have big responsibility for my team. How the hell you can convince me that you're worth my time? Why? Why should I spend my time on you while I have in my team core leaders, fighters who are day and night working and who deserve my time? How do you want to convince me that you really want to build it big time with me and I given you my presentation 2 times, and if I ask my 9-year daughter to attend that presentation, she would have answered your question. I'm sorry. I didn't buy it. But he joined us. You need to sell yourself high. You are giving people a business opportunity that can change their boring, pathetic, repetitious lifestyle and take them to the next level if they do it. Learn to be the hunted not the hunter. And that's true. Because that guy, Radwa, today if I signed up Radwa, and I put my time and effort on her, and I trained her, and she had a perfect balance, making $100,000 a month, and I have a very bad balance making, because my other line is not growing well. I'm making 10% on her, that's 10,000, and from my other team, like let's say $2,000. So I'm making $20,000 a month, $12,000 a month, and she's making $100,000 a month. Will she grab from her pocket $50,000 and say, thank you because you taught me? Do you think people will do this?
No.
It will never happen. So you are the upper hand. This is how you should communicate and convey the message. But see, don't be a snob. Have a self-confident, but don't try to use this nose-up methodology. Because even broke people would never accept someone playing the manager role, because they had enough on their job, and they don't want to see it here. Be a leader, don't be a manager. Be confident, but don't be a snob. Have sense of humor, but don't be silly. Remember the balance. This is how you can really communicate a powerful presentation, and you will have your message delivered to people's heart. And this is how they're gonna believe it. Review what I told you. From the mind conditioning, breaking ice, playing squats, sitting pain, selling solution, setting the hook, the presentation body, when we talk about the tone of voice, the body language, blockchains connecting the blocks. Each slide is a block, you have to chain them. Don't talk about the slide, then slide, then other slide. You have to know what's coming next, and you're linking what's coming next to what you're talking about, and you will end up with closing. That's the last part of our presentation, which is closing. Closing is projections. Now for me, I use the example of duplication. And if you remember during my explanation, when I explained about the power of duplication, first, try to understand or try to memorize what's happening. I took an example from the audience, okay? I take him and ask him about, with all the contacts you have, with this great business, which is no-brainer, no people can say no, and with the great support of the team to you, how do you think it will take you to only bring your first two? Usually, they say 2 days, 1 week. If you're unlucky, like last time you have that Valentina, said 3 months, what the hell? She broke everything. But you know, you have to turn it into a job. Anyway, but mostly people would say 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, right? So you also keep it in a sarcastic way. It's like, you know, let's be as lazy as Valentina or as Asma, as an example, and imagine that everyone takes the whole entire month just to sign up 2. And let's say that Asma is going to teach her 2 to be as lazy as her and spend the whole month to sign up 2. Then people start to laugh, then they believe it's very simple, very doable. Then you do the duplication. And you will end up, by the end of the year, showing people that they will make almost 1 million dirham in the first year. And they told you it's doable. But what's happened back in their subconscious mind?
Scam.
Can never be true. I've been working in my job for 50 years. I don't have 1 million rupees, not even dirham. How come money can happen like this? Is it doable? Is it possible? Again, remember, 78% of people's thoughts are negative. And for them, you, the presenter, are someone hired by the company. So for them, you're only selling. So for them, we have to be cautious. That guy is so smart. He's trying to brainwash us. He's trying to make us believe that's doable, but it's impossible. We can make 1 million dirham in 1 year, only from two. What's the catch about it? They're waiting for you to say, yes, you can do it, it's true. Yeah. But here I slap every one of them by telling them, this is scam. It's like, all the arms open up. What the hell? He's confirming what I'm saying. Why it's scam? What is, you know, they start to be confused. Again, you have cleared up all the doubts in their mind. Because for them, you are someone hired by the company and you're going to sell something, no matter what you say, they will say back in their mind, don't let that guy brainwash you. Don't let that guy brainwash you. This is what they're practicing, you know, like, you know, they're working out. That's the workout happening in their subconscious. Don't let that guy lie to you. Don't let that guy, you know, brainwash you. The same thing. They say, this can never happen. How come 1 million in 1 year? Look, now he's gonna say, we have so many people who has done it, and we have this guy who made 2 million. The same sarcastic, the same boring, selling way that all people are using. That's what they expect. But what I do is called pre-framing. Like what I did to Jagdev. Like, for example, if a doctor, let's say a very credible doctor, but I know he works like 15 hours a day, and he has too much connection, and he's very well known, he asked me, he saw me lately, I've been very busy building DUBLI business, and I want to prospect him. And he asked me, Khaled, what is this DUBLI business you're doing? Brother, it's a new trend of e-commerce, and it's really working well. And actually, it's the new billionaire making industry. Really, what is it all about? But doctor, I don't think it's for you. So why? You're too busy, working 15, 20 hours a day, and that requires 2 to 3 hours a week. Yes, they can make you a few millions, but you don't have time for a few millions. Right? Who said so? But doctor, you know, this needs you to start to learn the system, and you're really not free. You have all this, you know, information, all these seminars and webinars about the PhDs and things. Do you really have a space in your brain for more knowledge? Do you really want to learn the system and start to make it? I don't know. I feel it's not really going to work for you. Who said so? Who the hell told you? Do you know me? Let me know what I did. I put all the negativities that he might say at the end of the presentation by letting him to say no at it at the beginning. I pre-framed him. And this is what I did here. They are having all these negative thoughts. And I confirmed that to them. It's a scam. They're shocked. Why? This is how they lie to you, morons. But don't say morons, you know. You know, you have to really to be professional in a way to say it, because if you don't say it in the right way, you'll find people beating you up, you know. You have to choose the proper time. So not yet. Don't use this word now. Okay. So this is how they lie to you. This is how they show you in the internet, make $10 million a year, be a billionaire, buy your Rolls Royce. But let's find what's the catch about it. Now you are thinking with them, not against them. You are thinking with them. You are one of them, trying to find the scam, trying to find the catch about this projection. And then you know what is the catch. Now, everyone to bring to is very doable. What is the catch? Is that perfect duplication, right? Because there's nothing called perfect duplication. Because the assumption of that example, we assuming that everyone is going to work, which will never happen, can never happen. Why? C'est la vie. This is life. Okay? So you start to say, yeah, you're right. That's the catch I could not see. Yes, I know this money can never happen. But now I start to make that projection based on their information by asking them what is the percentage that you see it's realistic to put into that example, to make it a realistic example, grab it from their mouth. Let them put 50-50, 70-30, and make fun of it. 30%, you're so pessimistic. You know what I mean? But then you again shock them again with the 0.5%. Then tell them, you all say that the lowest is 10%. If I'll prove to you with 0.5% that you can make more than 1.5 billion dirham in 3 years, can anyone tell me why anyone on this earth wouldn't do it? Now with the lowest percentage you put, I'm showing you 20 times, 2,000% lower than your percent. Because 0.5% is 2,000% lower than 10%. It's 200 times, 20 times, 20 and percentage-wise, sorry, it's 200% lower, 2,000% lower than your assumption. So based on this lowest percentage, if I'll show you with this lowest percentage, with numbers and figures, you can make the 3 millions. Can you convince me why anyone on this earth wouldn't do it? Is there any logical explanation? You will get their mouth shut up, and you will want the challenge, and you will take the buy-in. But that doesn't mean that everyone should join, because you know, some people, they make things happen, some people, they follow things, and some people, they say, what happened? You know, there are some people, you know, you keep explaining, showing them, this is how they are. And like what Jemron said, it's easier to change the sun color than changing people's habits. So whoever designed to give the 20%, work on him on that 20%. Whoever designed to give the 80, work on the 80. Whoever designed on the 100, make them your group A. Take bullets for them. These are your core pillars. This is the 80-20% rule. It's the same idea of $1 million. Let's say you're a billionaire and you want to give out a charity of $1 million. If you took that $1 million and give it to 1 million person, each one how much he gets?
$1.
$1. So you will have 1 million people saying, what is that Kanjus? He's a billionaire and he only giving $1. But for you, you paid $1 million, for God's sake. But for them, they know that you only got $1. So it will not work. But if you give that $1 million to 100 people or to 10 people, they will pray for you until they die. That's the difference. It's the same $1 million. So this is how you have to treat your team. You can never take care of everyone. You have to give everything for everyone. Everyone joins, he get the getting started training, he joined the weekly presentation, you teach him how to, handle objection, how to present, you work with them the first 2 weeks. But after that, you do the same with everyone. But then the eagles will show up. Chicken will stay there. Then you start picking up those eagles, block them to your A-level team. Who are you hang out with, travel with, take a bullet with, try to copy them, work with them as a team spirit. A and B. And that is the 80-20% rule in network marketing. 80% of your income is generated from the 20% of your active team. So you have to give 80% of your support to those 20% and the other 20% to the other 80% of your team. That's the 80-20% rule. Okay? This was my message for you today. How to have a powerful presentation, why I did what I did, all the things we talk about, review it, practice it, apply it, master your presentation. Don't learn it, master it, and you can make it big time. Thank you so much. God bless you.